come in. Oh. How are you doing, Jonah?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
Huh.
What about the teacher?
What about me?
Yes.
I'm feeling okay, thank you. All right. So, and Catherine has also joined us this morning. She has a beautiful smile.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good.
And
Good.
you?
Fine,
Not too sad to leave us.
Yes, I'm very sad. All right. So, as you can see, I posted this morning the groups that I have formed in order to communicate to you little by little the grades towards the end, or let's say the final mark if you want to do it British, or the final grade if you're American, at the end of the lesson. Okay? Does anybody have any questions? No, big silence. Okay.
No, sorry, I have a question.
Oh, good.
I wanted to use Permesso Studio from my work to attend the exam. And I asked the secretariat, and they told me that the professor needs to sign that I did the exam. They sent me something, and then I asked them, yes, but the exam will be online. How can I do it?
That's
right.
Now
they're not responding. So I don't know if you know something about it, or...
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yes, because if you work, you have like a free day from work if you get that certificate.
So, you know what you can do? Since I'm at the academy on Wednesdays,
okay,
you can come with whatever you want me to sign, and I just sign it.
Okay, that yes.
Is that a good idea?
That's a good idea.
I'm in, I don't know what called A35.
Okay.
You can just ask the custodians, and they'll tell you where I am.
Okay, perfect. I will do it probably.
Wait, Angela, excuse me. I'm there from 10.
Okay.
But it's better if you come around, let's see. What's a good time for you?
Well, actually in the afternoon, but maybe I will ask secretary. I will wait if they respond me, because I think there should be a way to do it
okay.
online.
What is the day? Did anybody check the day of the exam? Because I'm a bit confused with trienio and bienio. Do you know what the day our exam is? I mean, the day when I will formally communicate your grades to you.
I think it's Friday.
What is Friday? The 18th or the 19th of February?
The 18th.
The 18th. Oh, okay. I'll check that then. All right. So, Angela, see, if you have to come to have me sign it, if you could come around 2:30, is that not good? Do you have work?
I work until 2, so.
And where are you, close to the school?
No, I'm actually in Arezzo. That is like around 1 hour with train.
Oh, you're in Arezzo.
So that's why I was asking secretariat if there was like an easier
Another way.
No, I will just do it other way.
All right. So just let me know. Send me an email.
Okay.
Tell me what we have to do. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. No problem. Okay. So this is our last lesson. And the last time I'll be asking for some volunteers to do to read, do the reading and comment? Is it always going to be the same people?
Let's do it.
Oh, you see?
Yeah.
Oh, so you see? So you see? So
Me
already,
too.
okay. So what I have to say is when I calculate the grades, or when I calculated the grades, I took into account these people who always did, always participated. And so their grades, I don't know if any of you have tried to calculate your final grades, but you may have a surprise because you may have a higher grade because you were such great participants. Eh? What do you have to say? Does anybody have to
Nice.
say? What? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
I'd like to have some more grades.
Well, let me see. Let me see if that happened to you. Oh, maybe yes. Maybe yes. Okay, so we have Salvatore. Everybody else is just quiet with their cameras turned off. Oh, by the way, when we towards the end of the lesson, when we start, forming the groups, you need to have your camera, your webcam turned on. I need to see your face. You understand? I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to tell a grade to a square with a little circle on it.
Excuse me, bro.
Yes, who's excusing? By him, right?
I did say something. My computer don't have camera, but I want to trying to do the test on my phone. It's okay.
No, it's not a test.
Like a meeting.
All right. So maybe not everybody has understood this. Today, I am going to informally, you understand that word? You put a 3, you underline that 3 times. Informally communicate your final grade. Okay? Informally means that I say to you today, and that doesn't mean you're going to see it somehow registered electronically on your transcript. No, I'm just telling you today to prepare you for the 18th of February. The 18th of February, then I will formally communicate it to you, and it will be written down on your transcript. Transcript, does anybody know the meaning of transcript? Salvatore says yes. Can you translate for us, Salvatore?
In Italian?
No, in Chinese.
Yes. So I would like you to try and do it in English, please.
I only know Sicilian.
Yes, you only know Sicilian. All right. So a transcript is basically a list of all of your marks or grades. It's a list that says, for example, the course that you've taken and the grade or mark that you have received for the course. What is that called in Italian, Salvatore?
Can you repeat, please?
What is that called in Italian? When you
codice?
No. Barbara, what is that called in Italian? This list where you have all of the courses and the grades that you have received.
I remember we used to call it camicia, but I don't know if that's the one.
Camicia? It can't be camicia.
La pagella.
La pagella.
Oh, thank you. And Caterine is French, and she's teaching you guys in Italian.
But I have children in Italian school.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Now, Ma Yuan has raised her hand, and she wants to say something. You don't want to say anything anymore?
Oh, no. Sorry, Prof. No.
Okay. All right. So does everybody understand that? But I don't even know if it's called the Registro dei Voti, something like that. No, also, I mean, if you go on, every student has this thing, if they go online and they find their grades. No, Barbara.
Yes, yes, I think it's a registro.
Okay, thank
Better
you.
word.
All right. Okay, so by Heming, do you understand?
Yes, yes. Okay. Thank you.
And can you use your phone so that I can see your face?
Yes, of course, but I just want to expand my situation. I have a computer, but this computer don't have cameras, so I will.
You use your phone.
Yes, I can use my phone.
Okay. So,
thank you.
All right. So we have the people who said that they will participate here are Salvatore, Barbara, Valeria, Catherine, and Jangna. So it's always the same ones, huh?
I also want to participate.
Oh, and also Ruiz is another one who always participates.
After I wash my face, I will just open the camera, okay?
After she washes her face, okay. So that she made a good point there. Since I'm going to be seeing your little faces, maybe you should wash your faces. If you haven't done it yet, at least do it before 11. Okay, so everybody's getting me confused here now. All right, so we can begin the lesson. So, has anybody looked over the lesson?
Me.
Yes.
Me too. And I didn't understood anything.
Okay, so Catherine says she didn't understand anything? Not even the poem?
The poem was very difficult. I understand all the words, but the meaning of the whole thing is actually I need to read it again.
Okay, so read it again. But Catherine, you'll be very surprised that I chose that poem specifically for you.
Thank you. I don't know why, but thank you.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because it's about love and romance.
I'm very touched.
Because often during the lessons, you would say, well, there's also the aspect of love. And you spoke very often about that. So I said, let me give this to her. And
so it's a challenge for me today.
It's a challenge. And also, actually, I have to admit that I have used, let's see, I don't know how many poems we have read of Wallace Stevens, but he is one of the most difficult poets, American poets, contemporary American poets. He's one of the most difficult, but one of the, he's the maximum of poetry, in my opinion.
Yes,
okay.
And now we are all excellent in English, so we will understand.
All right. Okay, so was there anyone else who wanted to participate that I didn't write? Valeria.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I said your name already.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. All right, so let's share the screen. Okay, Salvatore, begin.
Okay, our statement of romance.
Okay, stop. Okay, so let's look at the first word. It's restatement. Okay. Restatement. This word can be written without the hyphen. The hyphen is that little line. All right. If he has chosen to put that little line, it means he is emphasizing even more the re, which means to do, which is a prefix, which means to do again.
Yeah, a repetition.
Right. So let's think of the word statement. What is the meaning of statement?
A statement, a state, a moment, a particular moment.
No, not really. Not really. Let's see if somebody else knows. Barbara, do you know what a statement is?
Or maybe an information.
Okay, now you're getting closer. Barbara?
Yes, it's an expression to express something of a particular topic. For example, in this case, it's romance.
Okay, very good. So it's she says it's expression, or we can just say something that you say, but a statement is something that you say that is definite and clear. So if you say restatement, it's the act of saying again something, maybe differently, but especially more clearly and more convincingly. So it's a restatement of romance.
Isn't it the same origin in etymologic terms in Italian? Stato?
I don't know if stato can be used, Catherine, but you have to help me. Can stato be used to say as something that you say?
I think it's manifesto is a bit more appropriate.
Yes.
Manifesto? That seems too...
Like another...
Dichiarazione, maybe.
What?
Dichiarazione.
Yes. Yes. Who said that?
Barbara.
Good. Okay. Continue, Salvatore.
Oh, the night knows nothing of the chance of night. It is what it is, as I am what I am. And in perceiving this, I best perceive myself. And you.
Stop.
Oh.
Now, I really like the way you read this.
Thank you.
It was so, I mean, you read it with that tone of voice that, for me, kind of embraces the whole poem and the whole night. Okay, so the night knows nothing of the chants of night. What are the chants?
A sing, a religion sing.
A religious what?
A religion sing.
Song.
Song. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. A religious song.
So actually, it's not a religious song of the night. What is it?
It's of the night. It's like the murmur of the night.
Okay, so it's okay. So if you say a religious song, can we say maybe the sacred sounds of the night?
Ah, it's correct.
Okay, all right. So let's read it through the whole poem, and then we'll go through each stanza. All right. So Barbara, continue.
And you, only we two may interchange, each in the other what each has to give. Only we two are one, not you and night, nor night and I, but you and I alone.
Stop.
So much alone.
Stop. Okay. Only we two may interchange. What does that mean?
To interchange it's an exchange between people or two elements.
Good. Okay, so only we two may interchange. All right, stop. And Valeria, continue. So much alone.
So much alone, so deeply by ourselves, so far beyond the casual solitudes. That night is only the background of ourselves.
Stop. Okay, so Valeria, casual?
Is something random.
All right, something random. Is it something else? Is there another definition for casual, Jangna?
Something normally not special.
Okay, not really. All right, so
the banality, casual as usual.
Okay, as usual. So we
comfortable.
Okay, very good. So we have as usual, we have random, and we have comfortable.
Relaxed also.
Relaxed. Very good. And then we have solitudes. Attention, please. I don't know if anybody looked up this word, because solitude can have two different meanings. Barbara, did you find?
I saw it as the state of being alone or remote from people, from society.
Okay. And did you see the second definition?
No, I don't think so.
Because it's very interesting. So far beyond casual solitude. So the first meaning that comes to our mind is our states of being alone, right? However, there is another definition that is kind of, that is not very often used.
The loneliness.
Wait a second. There's another definition that is not quite, that is not often used. That means a lonely or an uninhabited place. A lonely or uninhabited place is referred to as solitudes. So we have, he's playing with the meaning of this word. It's obviously related to the state of being alone or loneliness, right? But it also is an uninhabited place, as if we're referring to the body as a lonely or uninhabited place. Okay, Catherine, can you finish reading, please? From that night.
That night is only the background of ourselves, supremely true, each to its separate self, and the pale light that each upon the other throws.
Very good. Okay, so hey, poetry, if you're not able to relax into it, it can often seem unapproachable, especially when you're dealing with a person who is a master of language, as Wallace Stevens is. It may seem difficult if you try to find a meaning right away. It's something that you just have to relax into with an empty state of mind. So let's go back to the beginning. So he says, the night knows nothing of the chance of night. So with Salvatore, we established that it's kind of the sacred sounds of the night. He says, the night knows nothing of the chance of night. So already we have our first sort of paradox. Is he saying that the night knows nothing, the sounds within it, or that the night is something distinct and the sounds of the night are another distinct thing? We don't know, but he's kind of giving us a paradox there. But then he goes on to say, it is what it is, as I am what I am. Here's a parallelism. So the night knows nothing of the chance of night, right? It knows what it is, just as I am. And in perceiving this, I best perceive myself and you. The fact that I know what I am makes me understand myself better and also you. Then he goes on to say, only we two, who? That is, the poet and his beloved, may exchange each in the other, what each has to give. So he's basically repeating the same thing. Only we two may exchange things that what each of us separately has to give. Only we two are one. So up until here, up until this point, the lovers are one. Then he goes on to say, not you and night, nor night and I, but you and I alone. So it's not that there's just you in the night or I in the night, but within this night, you and I are alone. So up until this point, they're together. But as we go on, something slightly changed. There's kind of like an intangible division. He says that you and I alone, so much alone, so deeply by ourselves. Okay, so I've gotten up to this point. I would like somebody to tell me what they think of that line here. So much alone, so deeply by ourselves. Does anyone see this as a kind of division between the two people at this point? So let me torment Barbara and Rue. First, Barbara.
Okay. Up to this point, I saw it as he was saying that the night doesn't know, the night knows nothing, and the night is not aware of itself, but the poet is aware of the night and himself. Mm-hmm. And I saw it so as saying that the two, him and the lover, are one thing because they share things, because they share their life and maybe their struggles. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they are separate and they have each on their struggles and they know themselves separately. That's why they can stay together. Because
and they what? What did you say? Repeat that. And they?
Oh, that they're separate.
You said and they something them separately. That's why they stay together. What did you say?
I was saying that they live separately. They are individuals, even in the relationship.
Okay, and, stop. Okay. Stop. So hold on there. I'm not telling you to not continue. I want you to pause there. Rue,
Yes.
what did you think about that?
I have this opinion, and I think maybe this it implies the chance of the night. I think maybe these words, the poet that he is talking to the chance of the night because he thinks the night doesn't know about the chance inside himself, and maybe he's want to say something to the night and consider the chance and the night separately, and also the chance is like the spirit of the night, so they cannot be the one like in physical, but maybe it is because of the separation of the material, because the chance are the person, they're made of different things. They can, like, we cannot as people, we cannot see the chance, but the chance is surrounded. We are surrounded by the chance. So we are surrounded by the spirit, by the atmosphere. So we're the one. It is a solitude. It is a place with no one but ourselves. But it's also a place very casual, like we're deeply connected with the spirit.
Okay, now that's an interesting reading of it, and I'd never concerned, and I love it when we have some other different interpretation. So it's as if you're saying that this restatement of romance is between the poet and his inspiration, the chance of the night.
Yes, for me it is like this.
Okay, because I was reading it as a restatement of love for another person. But I like it also this other interpretation. Barbara, what do you think of that?
I think I saw the night in this poem as more of a environment where him and the lover are placed. So
yes, me too.
That's why it is unaware. The night is unaware, and also because they're so alone, because the setting. So I saw as a place the night more than anything else.
Yeah, I saw the night as a type of a backdrop. As you say, a setting. It's a set. Okay. Can somebody turn off their microphone because I'm hearing Okay, so let's go back to this. So he says, nor night and I, but you and I alone. Okay. So let's say that whoever the poet is talking to at this point, they're one, but there's kind of a division that's occurring because he says so much alone, so deeply by ourselves. Ourselves, reflexive pronoun, refers to each of the people, not as one. And this poet and the chance, or poet and his lover, are so far beyond casual solitudes. So they're there together very intentionally. It's not a casual occurrence. And this state of being alone together, or being each one, as Barbara says, an individual, is not a casual aspect. That the night, so far beyond the casual solitudes, that night is only the background of ourselves. Attention there. He separates it now, this ourselves. So they're no longer one, they're two. Each supremely true, each to its separate self. Okay, so let's think of that that line there. So Zhang Na, what do you have to say about that one? Supremely true, each to its separate self. Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, I want to say something that refers to Rishi's speech, that I don't see the romance is about another lover, but it's about one man's romance. And because it's the chance. So I think in this poem, the you, we can see it as the chant, as the romance, as the spirit of these people, this I. And because the night cannot say itself, so it cannot understand the chance of itself. And in perceiving this, I best perceive myself. In perceiving of the chance, so it's like a mirror. The way to understand the outside and to under the inside, the way, the method is the same. So with this supremely true, each to its separate self, I think it means me and you, we all have the spirit, like the romance or the chance of the night.
Okay, so you agree with Rui Zue?
Yes. When I read the poem, I get the feeling. It's like me and my shadow and the moon or the night, we three.
Oh, all right. Okay. Very interesting. How about you, Valeria? Did you see it in this way?
Yeah, I agree with all. And I think that the poem is like a relationship between the writer and the night. So I feeling at the night. I agree with all.
So, so you think that it's the relationship between the poet and the night?
Yeah, I think it's a description of his relationship with the night, and his lover is the night. So it's like a dance, I think.
But okay, so this something I'm not sure about that, because it says only we two may interchange each in the other what each has to give. Okay, so that may already hold on to what you said, but then it says only we two are one, not you and night, nor night and I, but you and I alone.
Yeah, maybe is another way to talk about night, like a person.
But who is the you? Not you and night. Okay,
Yeah,
so think about that. Wait a second. Angela, what do you have to say? How did you read this?
Supremely to each.
Well, the poem in generally, yeah.
Well, I was thinking right now about supremely to each to its separate self,
Okay.
and I think that maybe it wants the poet wants to say that even in love we need to remain. How do you say? Each needs to retain its separate identity.
Identity.
Exactly. So even in love, we need to be ourselves.
Okay.
And
yes.
I think that the poem is really, even if it's titled "The Restatement of Romance," it's really contradictory.
Okay.
Because there isn't that much romance in the poem, in my opinion.
Oh no.
I don't know. It's like we are separated. Like it really, I best perceive myself and you. So we are not one. You are you and I am me.
But think about that last line. So as you say, even within love, we have to be true to our own identity. Maybe true to our own identity in order to love. And then he finishes it, in the pale light that each upon the other throws. And the image that comes to my mind are two people lying down, kind of like in a moonlight, and the light of the one's body is reflected on the light of the other. Let's see, Catherine, does it make any more sense to you, or do you have any opinions of what it could?
Yes. I can say that for me, the supremely true is an evidence. And the night knows nothing but consent. So the night, as a background, consent, the possibility of love. Because during the night, you have no sound, you have no cars, you have no people around you. In the night, people can feel solitude or loneliness. And the solitudes with the S of the two people, they put it together, their own solitudes. And the night, as a background, at the pale light, consent the love to be shared. When it said you and I, not the night and I, or you and the night, it's a way to share this moment of love. This is what I felt when I...
Katerina, what can I say? That is so beautiful. I love it. Not that I don't love everybody else's comment, but what I loved about what you said is that the night, what did you say about the night, and that it...
The night do not understand anything but consent.
But consents.
Consent.
Right. It consents because there's an absence of any other stimulus. It consents this individuality to come together. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, with no disturb of the day, the
With no
daylight, full of people, of noise, of
Yeah.
rumors. This is intimity, this description of a kind of alcove. I don't know how to translate it.
Right. So it consents the intimacy. Beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, so let's. I just love this poem because you can, as you say, we're taking it in so many different ways. What Catherine says has really brought me nearer to what I was thinking about the poem. But I liked this description of also the chants. Barbara, what do you think?
I really liked what Catherine said, because I think that I couldn't quite understand why the night was the setting for this declaration, for this statement. And seeing the night as a place where we feel lonely and loneliness, I think that explains why there's this chant of you and I, nor night, I, you, separation, and at the same time unity. So I really like this interpretation because it clarified the idea of the poem to me. So yeah.
So how many points shall we give Catherine?
The maximum.
Thank you.
So Catherine, you said, I didn't understand anything. I read it, and now?
I was quite sleeping when I was.
Oh, okay, you were sleeping. Okay, but let's extend what Catherine said to what Rouet Jouet said and Zhang Na. You're thinking of the chants, right? And it's can we say that the night consents this kind of intimacy between the poet and these sounds of the night? It's a if we want to take it on the line that you two were talking about, it's almost as if the night consents that moment of inspiration, because the two things kind of come together.
You asked me?
No, I was asking Zhang Na and then Rouet Jouet.
May I add something? What Catherine said really inspired me a little bit. That the restatement of romance, I think he also wants to discuss where is the romance. Like, what is you? Under the night is like our background or environment. Yeah. Anyone who have the romance or the spirit of the romance or the chance, even the pale light, anyone who have this thing, any subject as you. I see you as because when you love someone and you lying under the night, maybe on the grass, and you see each other, you see the pale light of each other. Mm-hmm. But love might not last forever. Mm-hmm. It can happen with these people, or with that people, or even with nature or with animals. So I see you as any subject that contains the romance, the spirit of chance, or the light.
Okay, so the word you, right, is yes. Anything that can be loved.
Romance and have relation with you at the moment.
Okay, so that brings us back to the word of restatement, because it means that this thing has been communicated and that the poet has felt the need to do it again.
Yes, because before we always think the romance is between two person, like specific two person, and it's might never change. But I see in this point the restatement maybe refers to the romance can be like the light. It can throws or upon anyone.
Okay. Rouet Jouet, did you want to add something to that?
Yes, not add something. I super agree with Jonna, especially when I heard of the description of the pale light and the romance. Yes, when I heard of the description of the pale light, I'm very touched because I see the pale light is not something still. Maybe it's sparkle, and it trying to last longer as it can be possibly, but it's just fading. Like it's very fragile, and it
It's very
cannot last
fragile.
forever. Yes.
Okay. Excellent work, everyone. Very good. Very good. Salvatore has to say something, and then Anna is smiling there, so maybe Anna wants to say something. So it's first Salvatore. No,
Okay.
Anna said no. Okay, Salvatore.
Go, Anna, go.
Go ahead. No, Salvatore. What did you want to say?
There is a legend among artists of the three muses of arts, and when we need an inspiration, we pray at this muse, and I think a chance of the night is a chance to the night, a prayer to the night, to have an inspiration.
Huh. That's very interesting. But no, there's no but. What I would like to say is that all of these things, right? It's not as if one contrasts the other. I think they're all within the poem. All of these readings. That's what makes it so incredibly great. Okay, let's continue. So, yeah, I'm going to be referring back to the poem while we do the other readings. Now, the next reading, that is very, very difficult. Okay, that's 19th century prose, Walter Pater. I mean, it's difficult even for people who have experience reading these types of things like I am. Therefore, we'll just read it in a very relaxed way, and then we'll concentrate on, I'll have you concentrate just on a few sentences, okay? All right, so let's get back to the sharing the screen. Okay, so this is the cover of the book. I liked it because it kind of reminds me of the child in the house. And here is the reading. Let's do it like this. All right, so I will start with Jang Na.
A child in the house. The perfume of the little flowers of the lime tree fell through the air like rain, while time seemed to move ever more slowly to the murmur of the bees in it, till it almost stood still on June afternoons. How insignificant at the moment seem the influences of the sensible things which are tossed and fall and lie about us. So, also, in the environment of early childhood, how indelibly, as we afterwards discover, they affect us.
Okay, stop there. So, what is he saying here, Jang Na? Have you understood that part that is underlined?
Underlined.
If you don't understand it, just tell me. I'll go through it. How
yes, I think I understand. Yes, because it means at the moment when we are a child, the influence of the small things, like the summer afternoons, the still almost still the time, and the murmurs in that period, it seems insignificant. But when we grow up, it's we can see they affect us in a very deep and very deep way, and it's indelibly.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Super excellent. Super excellent. Let's go back. Jouet?
Yes, I continue. With what capricious attractions and association they figure themselves on the white paper, the smooth wax of our ingenuous souls, giving form and features, and assigned to the housed room in our memory, to early experiences of feelings and thoughts, which abide
Yes.
with us ever afterwards.
Excellent.
And the real yes.
What? Okay. So more or less, he's restating the same thing that Zhang Na said before.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's saying, can you turn off your mic 1 second, please? And he's saying that these impressions, all right, are assigned, all right, or let's say that they are designated, they're placed in the house room in our memory. So already here, he is comparing our memory as a type of a house where there are rooms where memories are deposited. Okay, Salvatore, continue.
The realities and passions, the rumors of the greater world without, steal in upon us, each by its own special little passageway, through the wall of custom about us, and never afterwards quite detach themselves from this or the accident, or trick in the mode of their first entrance to us.
Okay. Wait, stop. Okay. Do you understand that?
A bit.
All right. So more or less, what is he saying?
Try to describe the passion, the sentiment between two age, I think. The age of the childhood and the adulthood.
Well, not quite adulthood yet, but it's yes, the child is, let's say that we're going on to other different types of experiences. And these experiences, he says, each by its own special little passageway. Somehow they enter into this house. You can think of it as a place with halls and passageways that lead to the rooms in which these realities or passions or things that we experience from the world become placed. But he says,
related,
yes, continue.
It's related to experience, because in the the manifold experience.
Very good.
Every time we do something, we reach ourselves. Okay.
Now, every time we reach herself. Okay, so hold on to that. Now, I want Barbara to write indelible.
Okay.
And then, okay, Barbara, can you write indelible and then abide with us ever afterwards? And then,
okay.
And then one more, never afterwards quite detach themselves. Okay, Barbara, can you continue reading if you finish writing?
Yes. Okay. Our susceptibilities, the discovery of our powers, manifold experiences, our various experiences of the coming and going of bodily pain, for instance, belong to this or the other, were remembered place in the material habitation. That little white room with the window across which the heavy blossoms could beat so pavishly in the wind, with just that particular catch or throb, such a sense of teasing in it, on gushy mornings, and the early habitation thus gradually becomes a sort of material shrine or sanctuary of sentiment.
Excellent. Okay, so again, he's talking about these experiences, right? And even though he said he gave us a hint before when he talks about a house room of our memory, now he is really stating it's the well-remembered place of material habitation. So in this moment, he's comparing the house of memory that is within us to the house of your childhood, of his childhood. He's saying the white room where, you know, you're looking out of the window and the branch of the tree with the blossoms is hitting on the window because it's kind of windy. And so I mean, this part here is kind of confusing because it's as if that first home of the childhood is fused with the home of memory. And he says the early habitation thus gradually becomes a sort of material shrine or sanctuary of sentiment. So, Barbara, do you know what a shrine is?
It's a place regarded as holy, something
Very
holy.
good. Very good. And a sanctuary?
Kind of similar, something to pray, where we go pray.
Okay, so shrine has to do more with holy, and sanctuary is a safe place.
Okay.
Okay, so this the house of memory is a sanctuary of sentiment. It is a safe place where our sentiments are stored.
Yes.
Okay, Valeria, please read. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Sentiment.
Okay. A system of a system of visible symbolism interweaves itself through all our thoughts and passions, and irresistibly little shapes, voices, accidents, the angle at which the sun in the morning fell on pillow, become part of the great chain wherein we are bound.
Very good. Barbara, can you write that the angle at which the sun in the morning fell on the pillow?
Yes.
Could you read that, please? Okay. Catherine, read, please.
And the sense of security could hardly have been deeper, the quiet of the child's soul being one with the quiet of its home, a place enclosed and sealed, but upon this assured place, upon the child's assured soul, which resembled it, there came floating in from the larger world without, as at windows left unknowingly, or over the high garden walls, two streams of impressions, the sentiments of beauty and pain, recognitions of the visible, tangible, outdoor loveliness of things as a very real and somewhat tyrannous element in them, and of the sorrow of the world, of grown people and children and animals.
Okay, so this is the point where I just begin to cry. It's just so beautiful, but so moving, because he's saying that within this this home, this sanctuary of sentiment, which was, as a child, it was closed and sealed, right? There comes something else from the larger world. What comes from the larger world, Catherine?
The larger world is the rest of the life, no?
Right. And here you have the beginning of sentiments of beauty, but also of pain.
Yes, because after this period of your life, you begin to be confronted to reality and difficulty of life. So what is enclosed and sealed is the concept of beauty, of happiness. Maybe it make me think about, I don't know if everybody knows the Madeleine of Proust.
Yes.
The piece of cake you eat and you remember your infancy and you feel as well as you used to feel when you were a child. So this place sealed is a kind of Madeleine of Proust for me. I made a relationship with it within the two concept.
Yes, I agree with you. And that is why I had Barbara write, the angle at which the sun in the morning fell on the pillow. That's kind of like a Madeleine. But within this sanctuary, this because this is obviously a person who had a very beautiful and protected childhood, right? But even though you have this childhood that's a sanctuary, that it's a house of memory of beautiful things, as time passes and you grow, as you say, then he says two streams of impressions come towards this house as the person becomes an adult. The sentiments of beauty and pain. So
with nostalgia, pain as a nostalgia, no?
No, I'm not sure as the nostalgic. But wait a second, let me come back.
In my house of infancy, full of the ghosts of the past, my grandparents. This is the same house. Nothing has changed, except the color of the walls that I painted. But the emptiness of this house is painful. Even if it is a place of beauty of my infancy, it is full of emptiness and pain because of their absence. So this is the reason why I talk about nostalgia of this description. It's very nostalgic one.
It's very nostalgic.
It's what I felt reading it.
Okay. So I didn't even think of it that way, because you're saying it's the nostalgia that brings back the pain, because that thing that existed once before doesn't exist anymore, or it's there, but it has a different form, as you say, for example, as your grandparents' home. What I had also added to that was that if we consider our memory as a home, that where all of our experiences are deposited. As a child, most people have, careless childhoods. I mean, they don't have any cares, and it's kind of lighthearted. But as you get older, then you begin to experience pain, sorrow, and those are the things that become also deposited within the house. I was thinking about that. Jiangna?
We all have the child in the house. It happened to everyone. And we all have the pain from the outside world. these two things we can all understand and relate it to. And what I want to discuss is the last paragraph. It touched me very deep.
Yes.
It's the open window.
Yes.
Or the closed window. It's
Right.
really a choice. You open the window or you sealed it.
Okay.
And especially recent years, maybe for me or maybe for a lot of people, even the animal or the nature, the opened window, it appears as a form of wound. Like the enlightening always comes with an open window, but sometimes it happened as a wound on your body. Wound.
Yes.
And the window or the wound, it is a problem. It is the most special and important thing in the ordinary our life, and it should have the most attention to, because it's pointed at the unspeakable, complicated, and last very long time problems of the individual or of the society. That's what I'm interested in. And this paragraph I really like. I even downloaded his book because of this.
Yeah. I find it so moving, that last paragraph. It just almost makes me cry. But okay, but let's talk about some other things as well, because I like that sense of the window. Barbara, what are some of the first things that I asked you to write?
Indelibly abide with us even afterwards. Never afterwards quite detach themselves.
Okay.
And
so
the angle of which the sun in the morning.
Wait a second. So Barbara, so those first three things, we have indelibly, forever abide with us. Is that what it was?
Yes, abide with us even afterwards.
All right. So let me ask you, and I'm asking all of you, do you remember everything about your whole life?
No, surely not.
But okay, but he says it's indelible. That means, and it forever abides with us.
I think that maybe something, even if we don't fully remember the things that happen to us, or maybe a day or whatever it can be, it stays with us because it changes us or it touches us, even if we don't remember it fully.
So it stays with us because it has made us what we are.
Yes. I think that even the experiences that we don't carry consciously, that we are not aware of the way that those experiences touched us, changed us, they still do that. They still are part of our memory. Okay, also, I saw this idea of memory and the childhood home, childhood house, as an idealization of our life, sort of this all of these beautiful things that happen to us, and the sun in the morning, and everything is so beautiful. And then there's two streams that find their way to us and in our home, and they are pain and beauty. And we can't control them.
No, that's right. You can't control that. And but as Jiang Na said, there's also the open window. But okay, so I want to ask the same question. So I said, obviously, well, let's see. Let me ask somebody else. How about you, Angela? Do you remember everything of your life?
No, of course not.
Do you agree with Barbara that?
Yes, you put it really well. It's probably all the things that we unconsciously, we don't think about them, they stay with us.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to this thing of the Madeleine, right? These certain things that, let's say you pick up an object and then it just brings you somehow back to the past. It makes the memory comes back to you. He says, for example, what was the last line, Barbara?
The angle at which the sun in the morning fell on the pillow.
Okay, so let me ask somebody, do you ever have these moments in which something kind of brings back a memory to you, or something that you do often that brings back often a certain memory? For example, I'm talking about myself. Every time I wash my hair, I go back to my infancy in New York, and I go and I have this image of a particular home and an elderly lady that lived in that home that my mother would take me to visit every Saturday afternoon. I don't know why. Does that happen to any of you?
Sometimes even just a smell or a song or something that bring us back to a certain thing that happened to us when we were little.
Okay. But is there anything in particular? Does it ever
there's a song?
Yeah,
there's a song of a television program that air in Italy only in the summer, and it reminds me of the summer with my family.
Okay, all right. So it brings you back to very.
Yes.
I don't want to say a sharp memory, but something that you feel strongly.
Yes, it brings us back to that memory.
Anybody else? Jonah? Are you there? Maybe she's not there. Okay.
Yes, I'm here,
okay.
teacher. Well, for me, maybe it's a bit more complicated because I'm always thinking of my childhood.
Okay.
I live a bit in the past.
So do you have strong memories of your childhood?
I mean, I don't remember all of it, but some of them are really strong, yes.
And do you like this this metaphor of memory as a house in which experiences are stored?
Yes, I agree with it. It can be beautiful, but also very painful. Because sometimes we want to go back to the innocence of being a kid, not having the responsibilities that we have today, but it's not possible.
Okay. And how about you, Catherine? Do you have your own special Madeleine?
A lot, obviously. For example, the light during the night when I used to sleep in my grandmother's home, another home. I remember it was a house on the street with a car, and the lights of the cars used to come inside and to make a draw of lights on the
on the ceiling.
Yes, but it was with wood. It was in wood, and the neighbors, when they put the light, I remember I saw their lights through the links. It's different. It's difficult to explain, but each time I see a very old home with this kind of le persiane. I don't know how to translate
Shutters.
I remember the night, and I'm here watching the animation of
the animation of the lights. Yes. But it's magical, isn't it?
Yes, it's magical because I can remember it even if it's daylight, because I see a window in the old home and remember it.
Okay, very good, everybody. I think I'll let you have a 5-minute break. Let's say till 10:25, and then we'll finish the lesson and we'll do the great communication. Okay, 5 minutes, 10:25. Okay. Let's share the screen. And I'll have Valeria start reading.
Okay.
One moment. Let me just...
Okay. I have my personal presentation. The Gori collection. From the beginning, from the beginning of the collection of contemporary art in Prato, Giuliano and Pina Gori selected and favored artists who worked to innovate art. The Gori collection was formed over two distinct periods. The first phase ran from 1915 to 1917, whereas the second began at the Fattoria di Celle in 1970.
What does it mean to innovate art, Valeria?
Innovate art? I don't know.
Okay.
It's like innovate to put something new, or another meaning?
I think it's that. Salvatore, what do you think it means?
A restatement of art.
Pardon me?
A restatement of art.
Excuse me. 2 points for you there.
Thank you.
Okay, and Valeria, what is the meaning of whereas?
Is like instead, or something
kind of
like
like
that.
instead. Kind of like instead. Very good. Barbara, read.
The historical collection was moved to the Fattoria di Celle in San Donato di Pistoia in the spring of 1970. Extensive conservation measures, such as the thinning of the trees in the park to promote new vegetation and the consolidation of the historic buildings on the property, wait for the preparation of a collection of site-specific artwork. The spaces of a Fattoria di Celle would assume an important role as integral parts of the artworks.
Okay, so do you know the meaning of thinning? The thinning of the trees, what does that mean?
To make it less dense.
Very
or
good.
To weakening.
Very good. And all right, to promote new vegetation, we can understand that. And then why is it a collection of site-specific artwork in your opinion?
Because it gets the meaning of the artworks. It lives in the place it occupies.
Okay. So
it's, yes.
Most of these artworks are in the park.
Yeah, they're connected to the park.
Good. Okay. Salvatore? No. Wait. Catherine, are you there? Let me see.
Yes, I'm there. I opened.
Oh, okay. Can you read that? Because it's in French.
Yes, but in English.
La cabane, cloud house, whatever.
Just la cabane.
And what's the title?
The title is La Cabane, but I don't see what it is. Interrogative points.
And then what does it mean? Okay, ignore the interrogative points and the rest of it.
La cabane aux 4 salles.
And what does that mean?
La cabane, la capana.
La capana.
La cabane it's a little home. It can be a place for a child to play. It can be a place to live for poor people. It's used for a home, little home.
Is it like a hut? In
yes.
English?
Yes. Hut.
Oh, all right. Because I always wanted to know. And so, what is it with the last part? Does it mean with 4 rooms?
Yes.
Okay.
Or it's alle 4 stanze. So
so not con.
With 4 rooms.
Okay. All right. And pronounce the name of the artist.
Daniel Buren.
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 Okay.
Known
Continue.
for the columns he made.
Yes. 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 Okay. Continue.
The French artist closed a clearing next to the park, partially bordered by wire fencing and surrounded by thick vegetation. The cabane, a parallelepiped open to the sky, would appear enormous if the exterior were not completely covered with mirrors that make the remarkable volume of the construction disappear into, or at last become more a part of, the natural surroundings.
Very good. So what is the clearing? Do you know?
What is
a clearing?
Something clear is something clear. So a clearing next to the park, maybe in evidence.
An open space.
It's an open space.
Yes, it's an open space.
So
for example, it could be an open space in a forest.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the word remarkable?
That's something you can see as important.
Good. Good. Jangna, continue.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, where we are?
Inside? Yeah.
Okay. Inside, the cabinet is divided into 4 rooms, measuring 400 and 400 kilometers.
No, centimeters.
Centimeters, sorry. Each with
I'd like it to be kilometers. It would be huge. Okay, continue.
Each with 2 mirrored walls and 2 walls painted in different colors. There's a door-like opening 100 centimeters wide in the middle of the exterior walls of each room. The doors that were removed from each wall were placed directly in front of the opening, from which they seemingly originated.
Good.
These projections, or as the title says, explosions, stand 4 meters from the perimeter of the cabin. The sides facing the facade.
No, wait, facade.
Facade takes the color of the indoor wall, while the exterior side is covered by a mirror.
Okay,
What's
so
facade?
Yes, it almost sounded like a bad word there. A facade.
Because it's a French one. A bad word. It's a French one.
So facade is the front. It's actually the how could I say? Somebody say it for me. Barbara, facade.
I wouldn't know how to explain.
It's the front wall of a building, actually.
Facciata, teacher.
Right, right. Do you understand, Jangma? So if you look at the Duomo, right, the front wall of the Duomo, that is the facade of the Duomo.
The face of it.
Okay, yes. I guess it's another way to say face.
Okay. I understand.
Okay. All right. So we have all of these descriptions, but let's look at it. So,
teacher.
Yes.
The facade can be a face you make to someone when you want to hide who you are behind the facade.
Very good. Also, facade, is it a French word? Yes.
Yes. There is a CD under the C, the chi.
Yes. And okay, so architecturally, we know it as the front wall that faces of a building, but you're saying it has other meanings?
Yes.
So say that again, Catherine, please.
The meaning is about your personality. If you make a good facade,
yeah,
but inside you're sad, you smile.
Oh, okay. So it's what you represent exterior to the it's
Yes,
an exterior representation that does not necessarily reveal what's inside.
Yes, because if you make a parallel to architecture, you can. Everybody knows San Lorenzo,
right?
The church.
Yes.
There is no facade.
You're right.
Because the facade has been drawn. There is a plastico of the facade by Michelangelo in his house museum. Everybody can see. But in the reality, this has never been built.
Excellent. So what can I say? Some more points for you there.
Thank you.
Okay, so this image that we see here is just a photograph of a part of the building, but you see the people, you see there's somebody that's inside, and then you see the reflection of somebody that's outside. But let's look at it better. Okay, so when you go to the Fattoria Celle and you walk around this beautiful park with all of these site-specific work of art, at a certain point, you arrive to this type of a situation in which apparently there are just some colored, I don't know what you would call them, let's say rectangular images of color that kind of pop out into the environment, because since the whole caban is covered with mirrors, covered by mirrors, initially you do not perceive it. You just perceive the openings. So this structure is divided in 4 parts, 4 rooms, and on each facade, Jangna, or on each wall, there are 2 openings. And the 2 openings let you see the color of the room inside. 1 second. Now, if we look at this one here, so it says, right, that the caban that have a roof, it's open to the sky. And here you can see how the rooms can be accessed. Now, as we said before, each wall has an opening. What did the artist do? It is as if he cut into the wall, right? And then the thing that he cut out of the wall, this rectangle, he placed on the side of the building. So these rectangular structures here are what he calls the explosions. They're the projections from the
teacher.
Yes.
You told me he put the door outside the house.
Yes.
Great. I had those.
So listen, the unusual thing about it, Catherine, is that, do you see, I don't know if you're able to look where I'm pointing like the arrow, the color of the one side of the wall that is not facing the viewer, right? If you're looking at the caban from the outside, is the color of the room. On the other side of the projection, it's us. So from a distance, it's not as if you even see these projections. Okay, so here we are. Let's look at this one. So even here you can see, you see that these are the doors here. From this angle, you can see that they're the doors, but if you're facing them here, you're just seeing the mirror. And as you can see, the caban is completely, it's almost as if it disappears.
But we can see also the kind of remember of the column. with the links, the dark links between the two white things.
Right, right. Yes, 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 yes. If you're looking at it from this, if you're standing right in front of it, or let's say if you're standing right here where I have my arrow, you can see those lines, okay? So they look like columns. However, if you stand in front of those projections, they're just mirrors. Okay, and then this last one, I should go back there. Sorry. Is what you see when you're inside. So look at this, because goodness, it's complex to describe an image, but each room has colored walls and one wall that is a mirror. So this, what I'm pointing to here is the reflection of the room behind it. No, the room in front of it. Is that clear?
No,
Salvatore?
no, it's not clear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's clear.
Salvatore, you explain better than me then.
The mirror inside reflect the color of behind the viewer. If I look at the mirror,
the same room, right?
The same room. In the same room, there are a facade with a color and one with a mirror. If I look at the mirror, I see me, the viewer, and the color behind me.
Good. But as you're looking into the mirror, right, and you see the door of the room behind the mirror, it makes it seem, it creates the optical illusion that the room behind the mirror has three colors. Do you see that, Catherine?
Yes. And
is it clear now?
The presence of the garden, the garden is very important too. The presence of the trees around the cabin.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, and then here we have it again, like this. Okay, so let me come back to all of you. Okay, so let's go back to our idea of, do you remember what we were talking about as the house as a container? At first, we were talking about the house as a container of memories. This cabin is covered with mirrors. What does it contain? Well, that's kind of, I'm just trying to be tricky here.
Doctrine.
No, Salvatore, what did you say? What does it contain?
Emotions, because I think the opera, the installation is a brain of emotion.
It's a brain of emotion. So are you contain emotions?
Yes.
Okay.
Each color is different sentiments.
All right. Does anyone else have something to include to this with this? I'm to add.
I see it as clearly an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think that the word facade to describe it is spot on, because the other meaning of facade, as Catherine said, is something deceptive. So it's a deceptive appearance description. And that's what we see. Also, we see an illusion, a repetition of whatever is inside the room. So it's an illusion.
Huh! Catherine, what do you have to say? She has to give her some points because she did the
agree with Barbara. I think she's very close to my point of view, but it's a question of point of view. House is a house of the point of view and the illusion of the point of view. Because when you see something and you have a reflection what's behind you, it means maybe memory can show you reflect on the contrary at what's really happened. So we have to take care of what we remember. Sometimes it can be different than the reality, and it plays with the reality, the point of view, the different place you are to see the same thing, because it's the same house, the same concretely object, but if you're here, you see something. If I'm here, I see something else.
Mm-hmm.
And it plays with the reflection of ourselves and our past and story. And if you make the relationship with the text we just read, it's a very poetic impact.
Right. And also we become a part of the artwork itself, because we're in that place and we see ourselves reflected within it.
Yes, it's with participation of the viewer.
Angela, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I didn't understand very well from the pictures. If does it have a roof, or is it an open, like an open?
No, it's open to the air. It doesn't have a roof.
You can also see the sky if you.
Excellent. So it's a container of all of these things. Okay, Jangna.
Sorry, I want to see another opinion. I see because inside the room there's colored wall and the mirror wall. I see the color wall as the memory we can clearly remember, and because before we discussed, we cannot remember everything when we're before our moment, and I see the mirror wall as the things we cannot remember, but it also is a part of us. It made us together. The current us and the mirrors, because the color wall, they have very pure situation.
Yeah.
It refers to something clear and memoried, and the mirror wall makes the fact more confused and uncontinued. It's like our sentiment word. We cannot remember, but it's still part of us.
So a lot of you are connecting this to the reading before and memories. Interesting. And Grejue?
Yes, I want to share, like, this artwork made me remind of one installation I made in China. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, because it's all made of the mirror and the illusion and the image. It can use the mirror, use the reflection to create to express some opinion, to create some illusion. And back in China, I create an installation, like I use a cylinder, transparent cylinder, and I put a flexible mirror like this. Wait, I have the ticket to show you, but I don't have the installation here, but I have the flexible mirror like this.
Okay, right. Yes.
Yes, it makes the mirror very soft, because usually the mirror is quite hard and it's like flat, and we can see our whole reflection in the mirror. We consider it as a way to know ourselves, to know our own image. Yes. But it's not quite real. This image for me, when we look at the mirror in this artwork, we see ourselves, and we see the wall, the colored wall back, and it's like we are confused between the reality and the illusions. But for me, the image itself is illusion. For me, I put a model inside this cylinder surrounded by the flexible mirror. So this model it represents ourself, our body. It is the human itself. So we are surrounded by the twisted image. The twisted image of ourselves. For me, the image itself is illusion. is not confused between reality and illusion. It's all illusion.
So you're saying that the reflection is
Yes.
an illusion.
Yes, for me it is like that.
Okay, very interesting. So if we, you turn off your mic. If we consider all of these things that we're saying that it contains, right, within it, there's one more thing that Rue has indicated in what she said, that we haven't taken into consideration. The fact that the whole thing is covered by mirrors means that it also contains what it reflects, right? That means the outside world. Did anybody see it? That as well? Salvatore is...
It's
or the illusion of the outside world, because it obviously doesn't contain it. Huh?
reflect the negative space.
Oh, there we have it. So you see, he uses his technical vocabulary in a very magnificent way. He gives the statement of art, and now the negative space.
Only lucky. Only lucky.
All right, let's do the last reading, because it's always about this about this house that contains something. Okay. Or a house. All right, so I'll have Salvatore read. I'm sorry. Go, Salvatore.
Okay. James Turrell saw the Live Oak Meeting House as an opportunity to combine his art and his religious faith by creating a working space for religious worship that would embody the Quaker belief in inner divinity, often spoken of as the light within.
Okay, so excuse me. She says that would embody the Quaker belief in inner divinity, often spoken of as the light within. Now, do you read this? I mean, it's just a little thing quoted from Wikipedia talking about this Quaker belief. But do you read it as the inner divinity that we all have, the light that we have within us? Did you understand it in that way, Salvatore?
Our belief in the world, I think.
Oh, so an inner divinity in the world?
Yes.
Okay.
Like a pantheism.
Like pantheism. Did anybody? Okay, so he sees this. He interprets it as pantheism, like the divinity that's within everything. Did anybody read it as the inner divinity of the individual? Barbara? Are you there? Let's see. So Barbara is not answering, or maybe I'm frozen. I don't know. Let's see. Angela.
Yes. I was thinking also Salvatore more.
Okay, so more
okay,
of
the inner divinity. So maybe, yes, something like an individual.
So you're
like our own gods. I don't know.
Like what? Sorry?
Like our own beliefs, maybe. Like what we believe personally.
Okay. All right. All right. So let's say that this inner divinity can be interpreted as Salvatore says, like this pantheon or of the divine being within everything, or also just concentrated on the individual, the inner divinity, the light within the individual. Okay, let's continue reading. And wait, what? Just 1 second. Alle 11:30. Ho già fatto una pausa. Okay, no. I'm sorry about that. I thought I had turned off the mic. Unusual. Okay, so here I come again. Okay, so Angela, read.
Yes, James Turrell. The piece is called Meeting because of that interest. First of all, there's this 4 square seating that's inside, a seating towards each other, a space that creates some silence, allowing us something to develop slowly over time, particularly at sunset. Also, this meeting had to do with the meeting of the space that you are in with the space of the sky. So the sky is no longer out there anymore, but it seems to be brought close in touch with you and the space where you sit.
Okay, so let's just look at the images. So the first one is just a representation of this place of worship. As you can see, it's almost a cabane. What do you say, Catherine? It's very simple from the outside.
Yes, it's not an architecture very complicated.
Right. Okay.
A traditional house.
It's a traditional house. It doesn't look like one of our Renaissance churches, does it?
Yes. Very simple, maybe very humble at the
very
image
humble.
of their religion.
Right. Great. Good point. And this is the inside. Actually, the quality of the photo is not so good. So inside, as you can see, it's just a very simple room, as simple as the exterior, with this seating, right? And then the top of the room, we have one of these sky spaces of Turrell. So, okay, let me just go on to the next one. Then, the atmosphere of the room can be changed according to the light that Turrell uses to illuminate it. So as you can see, this is towards the evening, because if we look at the windows, it's dark outside, and the sky takes on this color because of the colored light he has chosen to illuminate the ceiling. And this type of an atmosphere is obviously very different to the one of daylight. Okay.
Sorry.
So, hello.
Sorry, teacher.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Of course. Who's speaking?
Valeria speaking.
Valeria, go ahead.
When I saw this opera, this artwork, it reminded me our first lesson, like Sky Mirror to Kapoor, from Kapoor.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Because
good point.
because this opera, this artwork, sorry, is maybe more complex, like than Kapoor artwork, but maybe the meaning is the research to the bridge, like us and the God. So is maybe the sky is a metaphor for Kapoor and Turrell in this way.
A metaphor of the inner light.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, like to make a bridge between us and God.
Okay, so now we have this meeting house, right? Let's consider it as this metaphor that has been following us through the lesson. What's occurring inside of this body?
Maybe the meaning of life. Like somebody think the religion is the meaning of the life. Maybe another person is love, another person is memory, etc., etc. So this house is a religion way to see life. In the meanwhile, the fattoria, the caban, is another way to see the life.
Okay, so she says another way to see life.
Yeah.
Can anybody else add something to this? As I said, if it's a container of something, as in Pater was a container of memories, or as in Caban, I'm sorry, Daniel Buren, it is a container of illusion, maybe that Rouet Jouet said. What is this a container of?
Of eating, the name community, of buying together, the living together. As Valeria said, it means life. I would just add to the life together as a space.
Okay, all right.
So human space, not the little community, but all of us.
All right, so it's place of meeting, and she refers back to what Valeria says to life. So let's talk about what's meeting here. What is meeting?
To share the same light.
Okay, so it's meeting
together.
All right, it's a meeting. I'm sorry. Keep on. Catherine, 1 second. It's a meet. No, don't go away. It's a meeting of it's a meeting place for people, right? Number one. It's the meeting place of that space and the sky. Huh? And then what did you say, Catherine?
A meeting space to receive the light and have it in the inner light, the place to receive it and share it.
And it is a place to receive that inner divinity. Excellent. Okay, so let's go. Let's see what Rouet Jouet wants to say.
Yes, I will say. I will say it in quite dark way, like negative way.
Oh.
But no offense to anyone. Like, I like to compare it to the Kapoor, just like Valeria did. When I saw it, not first saw it, I saw it before. When I saw it in the first lesson, the mirror, the sky, the mirror, the Anish Kapoor, I think I saw it as a prison. I saw it as a prison of the sky. I think I mentioned it before in the. I think it. And compare it to this church, talking to, I would consider it as a religious base. I think maybe I can think it as in this way, but I think maybe it's also a prison. It's people use the open space to prison the sky into religion.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Because
sorry, no offense to anyone.
No, it's not an offense at all.
This is perfectly right. Because a religion can be a prison. I'm sorry to say.
No, why do we have to be sorry? We're free thinkers.
Yes.
Okay, so wait, turn off your mic 1 second, Jouet. That's very interesting because a lot of people see it as this very poetic thing, that the light is captured, or Anish Kapoor, brings the sky down to us. But this is another way of seeing it. It's kind of an imprisonment of something that is just so free and beyond us. Maybe it's kind of our how would you say, presumptuous. We feel that we can capture the light. Huh. Excuse me. How many points for Rouet Jouet, Angela?
10 points.
Barbara, what do you
Thank
have to say?
This work, this piece, also made me think of another thing we discussed during the first, the third lesson, where it says that it's a space that creates silence and allows something to develop. I thought of the discussion we had about ideas and space, and how sometimes to enter our creative minds, we need that silence and that space. So I think it could be seen as a meeting between us and our ideas or our creative selves.
And our creative selves. Okay. So excellent, super excellent work. So as Catherine said at the beginning of the lesson, are you sorry this is the last lesson? Yes, I'm sorry, because I really enjoyed this course. You're excellent students, and we had some very interesting discussions about art. And having said that, I just wanted you to know that it has been my pleasure and my honor to be your professor. And I wish you the very best on your exams this semester. And I'll see you. What did you say, Barbara? Was it the 19th of February or 18th?
The 18th.
Okay, so the 18th of February will be.
I saw 19 on the.
You saw 19?
Okay. Yeah, on Saturday 19.
So it's 19. Okay, so but anyway, so everybody make sure that you check it to make sure to have the correct date. So when I will see you on that day in February, it will be the formal communication of the grade, right? And there will be another professor present, and it will be online. So that's another thing that I have regretted, since I'm a people person, and I like getting to know people, and it's kind of frustrating seeing all of these little rectangles for me and communicating with rectangles. So now we'll just start with the groups. And but before we start with the groups, Georgia wanted to say something.
I just want you to ask where do we have to sign for the verbalizzazione of the exam on S3?
You're asking the wrong person. I really feel like a big Tyrannosaurus Rex, a dinosaur, because I haven't understood. They haven't explained the new system, so I don't know, George, but I think it is whatever you said. You have to sign up on that. Okay?
Yes, Georgia, but I think it will be possible from the 5th of February to sign.
Oh, okay. So that means that they haven't said anything to me yet. It's because it will be from the 5th, and so they have to communicate to the professor how they're going to do this. Because up until last year, I had to create a Google form, and you had to sign up on the Google form. They told me that this year it's not that way. It's that the student has to sign up for the exam, but only the students who I say can sign up for the exam. That is why I have been communicating to you from last week the people who qualify for MARC. Some of you, only a few of you haven't qualified yet, but we can discuss that during the last meeting. Okay? All right, so first group, wait, before you go, Salvatore Longo.
An answer and a question. The first is, is there a meaning between all titles of the lesson?
Oh! Why did I choose those titles?
Because every lesson has strange titles like Ineffable, Repairing, Love Within, Landscape, and The Last Sanctuary of Sentiment. I think are linked.
Yes, they're linked to the reading, and it's just my desire to be a bit poetic. Was I successful, Salvatore?
Yes. And the second one is the exam will be 18 February.
Are you sure it's the 18th?
Yes, I saw it.
Because somebody just said the 18th. Okay, but guys, you have to make sure you understand, get it right.
Second level, 18 February, inglese per la comunicazione artistica.
At what time?
At 10,
Okay.
online.
All right. So what I will do is I will, don't forget to continue looking at the classroom page, because I will communicate to you how we'll get together for the theater thing, right? So everybody who's on the theater list is still going to come, right? Hello? Yes. Joanna Fernandez. What, Joanna?
I would like to inform that I may not be able to come to the theater. I was waiting for the group session to tell you, but since you pointed out, I would like to say now.
Why are you telling me now?
No, because I only knew yesterday that I couldn't come. So
you realize it means you have to maybe pay the academy for your ticket.
Yes, it's fine. It's fine. It's a family issue, so it's fine. I can pay for myself even if I'm not going.
Because that was the problem with the whole thing. I can tell you that first the academy said, Zoya, first you have to get all of the money from the students. And I insisted, no, first you pay. You pay for the tickets. I cannot go there and collect the money from the students. And I didn't want to put you through that. And
No,
they said, wait a second, Jonah. And then they said, but some students said they don't come and we paid for them. And now you're putting me in that situation.
No, because for me, it's not a problem. I can pay. Because I know that it's my responsibility that I'm not going. So only yesterday, it's not a problem. I can pay anyway.
Okay, so we'll talk about it during the meeting. Okay. Let me just think. If there's anybody else who wants to go, no, but I already put your name on it. Oh, you too. Okay, so if anybody else has problems and they can't come, you have to tell me now. Meeting. Okay, first meeting. Go away, everybody who's not at the first meeting. Okay, so I cannot communicate grade to people who do not have their webcam on. So if you're in the first group, you need to have your webcam on, please. All right, so already, okay. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm just communicating the grade to the people who have their webcams on. If you don't have your webcams on, I'm not telling you. All right, so let's start with Lin Ji Hong.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi. 27. Did you hear me?
Yeah, awesome.
You hear something okay? All right, so it's okay for you. Valeria. Karini.
Yeah, I'm here.
30.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay. Zhang Ling Jun. 27.
Thank you.
Okay. Georgia Gajano. 28. I can't hear you.
It's okay.
All right. Chun Shu Han, 27.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Han Shu,
Yeah, here I am.
27.
Okay.
All right, so we have Li Yutong,
Yeah,
28.
thank you.
Okay. And Chung Gu,
Yes.
27.
Okay.
And then Huang Lu Yao,
Yes.
24.
Okay.
Liu Keyin,
Yeah.
26.
Okay, glad. Thank you.
Okay. And Bai He Ming.
Yes, I'm here.
So finally, I'm seeing everybody's face.
Yeah, I'm sorry, teacher. You just saw my computer like this.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
No problem. So 26.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And then who else did I miss? Yes.
Can I ask how many Peng Li Zhipeng, the first student? I missed. Lin Zhipeng.
Lin
Zhipeng.
Zhipeng. Thank you. Why are you asking me?
Because I missed this point when we are together.
But what do you mean you're together?
Yeah, I want to know how many points he got.
But that's he has to tell me if I can tell you. That's his private business. Lin Zhipeng, may I tell Chong Shuhan your grade? Okay. Lin Zhipeng, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, I know now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
Do you want me to tell her your grade?
I want how wanted.
Wait, is he your boyfriend? John Shuhan, is he your boyfriend?
Yeah. I know I got the point. Sorry. I missed it, so.
Okay, it's 27.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so bye. Next group.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for the course.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Teacher didn't read my score.
Okay, now it's my turn. Now it's okay, the rest.
Sorry, teacher. I'm Jochi.
Sorry, teacher.
All right. Can you please turn on your webcams?
I'm Jochi.
Yes, I see you, Jochi. But you're not even in this group, are you? You're in group C. Oh, I see. I'm late.
Sorry.
All right. So everybody who wants to know their grades have to turn on.
Teacher, what's my grade?
Wait, 1 second. The screen got blocked. Hold on, everybody. Oh, okay.
Sorry, teacher. Not read my score.
Yes, but I cannot see your face. Can you turn on the webcam?
Yes. I'm
okay.
Hajiri.
Okay, I'm coming to you now. So I am not going to tell a grade to a rectangle. I need to see your faces. So let me start with, thank you. And who is this? Feng Hu, whatever. Okay. So I will start with the first person that I see. Who is Yoshi? 25.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then I have Wang Shi Yu.
Yeah.
24.
Thank you.
Okay. How Wei 26.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And then let me, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Well, I'm not pronouncing anybody's name right, but is it Wang Ying or is it Zhe Wang Ying?
It's Wang Ying.
No, the way you would read it in China, how would you say it?
Wang Ying.
Oh, Wang Yingzhe. Okay. Wang Yingzhe. 28.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And we have B. Lisha. I cannot calculate your grade. B. Lisha, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I cannot calculate your grade. You only did test 2 and test 3. You didn't do anything else.
Yeah, I missed 2 times lesson.
No, you didn't miss 2 times. You missed all of them with the exception of the tests. So I cannot give you a grade.
So what can I do now?
It's a bit late. Why didn't you do other writing assignments?
So I have to join the next semester lesson.
Okay, so you wait, and we'll talk about this at the end of after I finish talking to everybody else. So you just wait there. Kao Jia Xin, 26. Okay. Sun Lu, 27.
Thank you.
All right. And then we have Lu Suyuan, 28.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, right. And then we have Catherine, 30 Elode.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you very much.
Okay. But Catherine, I think that you have to sign up for the triennial, so you won't be in this group when right?
I don't know how we will do it. I don't know, because I have also a problem with Estetre. They didn't took back all my information in the translation of website, and I have a problem with Estetre. So I asked my tutor to help me to fix it. And I don't know how I will do all my other examination. I have 2 examination of story of art on the 18th. So maybe I will be in the meeting of the Saturday with the others. Because you will have the triennial on Saturday morning. Maybe I will be present in this.
So I have to remember that to put you in one of the triennial groups.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And so I'll send you an email telling you which group you are.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, let me go on. So I have Zhu Jia Chen.
Yeah, I have.
Hi, 27.
Okay, thank you.
Did a very nice story.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Okay, then Salvatore Longo.
Yes.
Lode. Very commode.
I can't accept.
Okay, you can't accept.
I do not deserve this.
Okay. And Wang Yini, you're a good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Wang Yini, are you?
Yes.
27.
Okay, thank you.
A lot of 27s today. Anachrome, 28.
I accept.
Okay. And Rue, where are you? Sente lode?
Here.
Sente lode? Senti cum laude?
Ah, grazie. Accetto.
Okay.
Yes,
Good job,
that's
good
it.
job, good job.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody else needs to turn on their webcam so I can communicate grades. So Jangna, Angela, Yang Rui, you have to turn on your webcams.
And
Okay.
this group, sorry.
Yeah, this is but it's all mixed together. Did I already tell you your grade, Jangna? No.
No. I'm a secret.
Okay, so just stay there because I mixed everything together. Okay, so who do we have? Jai Showran.
Yeah. Teacher,
26.
I'm here.
26.
Thanks. Okay.
Okay. And Yang Rui. 26.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And Yu Xiuju. Where are you?
Yeah.
27.
I'm 27. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Good job. I'm just going to communicate the grades to the people that I can see. So